Hello, Mr. Stemple and the judges of the senior projects. This is our project Robofish, which is gonna be weird once I explain everything. But this was our original idea, and we just stuck with the name because of the design that it is. So let's get started. Robofish, time to clean the earth. Well, water actually. So let's go to the first part, the research portion. This is a problem statement. It was basically we said that smaller factors contribute about 3.5 pounds of sewage waste per day, which equals to 18 million, roughly like 18 million billion cubic feet of trash per year. More specifically, plastic, human waste, runoff, and oil. These pollutants contribute 60 million of waste to oceans everywhere, but within our own backyard, the Chesapeake Bay faces about 80% of pollution, which makes the water uninhabitable for any type of living organisms. If we can target the smaller communities first around the area, then we can work to eliminate sewage waste ranging from the size of a perfume sample bottle to a water bottle. This can be accomplished through a cost and time efficient solution that will specifically target a part of the Chesapeake Bay. On a very simple level, that this is saying that if we can target the smaller areas around the community, then we can for sure prevent bigger problems from being created. So let's look at our history as to why we chose this project. We believed that the world needed issues to be resolved, and the better way to do that is by targeting the smaller issues, smaller problems. We wanted to make an impact on the world with our senior project, or at least create a prototype that can be used maybe by another group to create a big impact. We wanted to provide as well an environmental friendly solution that is also cheap and cost effective, as well as target, like I keep saying, target the big issue through a small solution, as well as make sure it was time manageable with our senior classes and for when it was due. So proceeding to that, these were other aquatic solutions that we looked into. We wanted to minimize the bigger problems that we were getting affected by. We wanted to catch pollution early on. The best way to minimize bigger issues was to catch it before it creates that big issue. So that's our history. Other solutions already looked at it. Oops. That's our history. That's the other solutions and why we wanted to target this issue and why we created our stuff. So basically, our research behind our project, the Robofish. Now, what if we were able to actually complete all of this with our time before quarantine and everything? So, if we had more time, our project would basically be a miniaturized fishing boat. The reasoning behind the so many changes, because originally we were designing it to be a fish. It was gonna open. Let me show you a fish. Like it's like in the sorry, um, a fish like it was right here. This is basically how it was gonna look right here, and the mouth was gonna be the opening section. The body was gonna have like a filter in the middle, so it could filter out the sewage, and any type of other stuff like water bottles, bottle caps, anything big physical would basically go through here in the middle part would be where that all comes out, and then the butt would basically release all of the clean water. However, that would have taken much more time, and we didn't have enough resources to make that actual problem. So we went for a simpler approach, which is a miniaturizing fishing boat. This is basically how it would have looked, but we're going to actually show you the prototype. So our prototype, this is it, the 3D model. We didn't have access to our actual prototype. So I wish I could zoom. Oh, I can zoom in. Oh, wow. Okay, sorry. So this is our prototype, and this is how it would have looked when we finished. This was going to be the batteries. The batteries were going to be in the center to make sure the buoyancy was always going to be the same. Instead of one of these cylinder blocks, we were going to have three pool noodles. There you go. Three pool noodles in a very triangular shape, so it could float easier. And including that we were going to have our motors and propellers in the back, so that is the purpose of the battery. And As you can see here, the net is not attached. There is going to be a net. Sorry, let me go here. There is going to be a net. It was going to be at the bottom of the propellers. So it's like the fishing boat. It was going to be in the bottom. It was going to surround the whole thing, and as it moved, it was going to collect bigger trashes. It was only going to cover the surface areas of the rivers. So any surface area trash, that was what going to be the biggest, not the biggest, but that was what it was going to target first. So the rope or the barrier net, basically the net, was going to be about 6 feet deep. And it was going to have wires to hold it still, like a mini basket. And in the front here, we was going to have arms. So once it filled up to as much of trash as it could pick up, the arms were going to close, so the trash wouldn't be released as it's closed. As well, this was our design for the propellers. This is what we made. This is another 3D model. We had a physical copy, but again, because of quarantine, we were not able to get our hands on the physical. Now, how were we going to actually test it? Here we are. So this is how we were going to test it. We were going to test it using a mini pool. Was about 5 feet deep. And we were gonna let it go back and forth to see if it would pick up trash, actually work and stuff. And that is our design. Oops, sorry. That is our design. That is what we hoped to accomplish. This, if we had more time, I'm pretty sure we would have actually finished it. Thank you for hearing me out. This is what we plan to do, and this is Robofish.